This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so what I understand is you are not very much familiar with SAP, and I need to inform you start from the scratch. Okay, so no
Yes.
issues. Fine. So SAP, as you know, it's already an ERP software, just like Oracle JDA. Okay, that is the basic about SAP. SAP has lot of modules. Okay, but our primary focus is PP. However, we will be looking at the integration of PP with MM, which is procurement. Okay, so for manufacturing any finished product, you would need some raw materials. Okay, how those raw materials will come in SAP, how do we use in our production orders, those integrations, as well as the cycle of purchase order from MM side, we are going to learn in this sessions. So the other
Okay.
important part is finance. So whenever you produce anything, it has to be cost will be incurred and it will be captured. How the costing team runs the costing, how the cost is captured, what are different types of cost, like actual cost by planned cost, what is variance, those things we are going to learn. Integration between finance and PP is there. Third is
Okay.
your sales. Right? Once you manufacture something, you would sell it, right? Then only you will be able to consume the products, and then you will make new products. So we will be learning about how the sales order is created, how we will deliver the product to the customer, what are the integration points, and how MTO, which is make to order scenario, works with different strategy. So we have two different types of strategies which we are going to use, which is MTO and MTS, make to stock, make to order. We will be learning. Okay.
Okay.
Apart from that, we have three different industries. So one is discrete industry, which is mainly for your laptops, your phone manufacturing, any manufacturing which you can visibly see in the shop floor also. That is called discrete. Another thing is process
Okay.
industries. So process industry is something which is used for chemicals, which is used for manufacturing of pharmaceuticals, okay, medicines, and your food products. So these
Okay.
are called process industries.
Okay.
Why they are called process industry is because there are different phases in the manufacturing part. Okay, those technicality from discrete, from process industry, what is difference between both of them in terms of configuration, in terms of master data, okay, execution, we will learn about all those things. Apart from these
Okay.
two industries, we have the third industry, which is also known as REM, repetitive manufacturing. Okay,
Okay.
so repetitive manufacturing will be used for a product which will not change very frequently. So at least like 3 or 4 years, that product will be same, and you will be doing the same manufacturing. There will be no changes in that. It is a repeat
Okay.
process. Okay. So for example, any car engine. So if a model is launched, they will run it for at least 3 years, and then they will change the engine. The outer part, the body parts will change. They will do some cosmetic changes, but the engine, if it is coming as 1.5 liter or 1.2 liter petrol engine, it will remain same for at least 3 or 4 years. Okay, and they are using in all the
Okay.
cars. So for example, Maruti. Earlier, Maruti had 1.5 in diesel engine, 1.5 liter diesel engine. It was used in Ertiga, it was used in Baleno, it was used in Maruti Swift, right? All the cars were sharing the same engine. So they are manufacturing engine, and it has been used by all the cars. But the car body parts are
Okay.
different. So that can be mapped as
Okay.
a repetitive manufacturing.
Got
Okay.
you.
So these three industries, two different strategies, make to order, make to stock. are the backbone for the PP module. Okay. So now I just gave you the overview of PP, how we will start, where we will go, what all we will learn. Right. So before we start PP, there are a few things which will be done by the finance team, which will be done by the sales team, which will be done by the MM team. Okay. So that is called as company. So when do we manufacture something? We will manufacture after the company is formed, right? A Tata company is formed, and Tata has different plants all over India. It has a Pune plant, it has some Mumbai plant, it has some Bangalore plant or whatever. Okay. But the first thing is company. So in SAP, first point is defining of a company. I'll show you in the system also, but just understand. And then
Okay.
under company, we have company codes. So one company, one Tata company can have different entities, right? So Tata Salt is one company, Tata Steel is one company, Tata Cars are one company, right? So there are different company
Yes.
codes. Okay,
Yes.
so under company code, there are controlling areas. Okay, how do you want to control those company codes? Under these, we have plants. Okay,
Okay.
so under the plant, we have manufacturing.
Okay.
So after these configurations in the system, PP consultant can do the configurations which are available here just for the
Okay.
information purpose. Okay.
Okay.
So what is company code, how it looks like, I'll show you in the system. But even
Okay.
before this, even before this, you should be aware of something called as landscape. Okay. What
Okay.
is a landscape? In SAP, okay, or even in any ERP system, okay, there are four different boxes. We call them as landscape. We
Okay.
can call them as boxes. So one is dev, which is development client. Okay. There is a sandbox. There is quality, and final is production, where everything is happening. Okay. Why do
Okay.
we need so many boxes? Because production is something where we cannot do a real time changes, because your factory is running. You cannot go and do some test data there, right? Okay, let me do this testing.
Yes.
In real time, you cannot do that. You have to do
Yes.
somewhere which is an R&D team. Okay, they will do everything, and once they are satisfied with the results, they will tell the production team, okay, we have done multiple tests. We will do this process so we can achieve the final product. Before that, you cannot do hit and trial methods in production environment, right? So that's why we need different boxes. So dev client.
Okay.
So all these configurations which I'm saying, from company code, from MM, from PP, every module will be done where? In the dev client, development. Okay.
Development.
So once the configuration is over by all the modules, they will copy it in sandbox.
Okay.
Okay. The sandbox is like a playground where we can again, because development will not have any test data. Sandbox will have some test data where we can create multiple production orders, we can do different processes, and then according to the client need, we can achieve some final result. Okay, so it is kind of a
Okay.
playground for us where we can do multiple things.
Okay.
Okay, so
Got it.
copy process from each module to the other module is in SAP is known as transport. Okay,
Okay.
so when someone says, have you transported your changes, that means they're asking, have you copied? Okay, there are different transactions for looking at transports. How to save this, we are going to learn about them. Okay,
Okay.
these are the first basic things. As a functional consultant, as a technical consultant, we should be aware even before we jump into the PP or MM or SD. This is the this
Okay.
is the common thing which everyone should know.
Okay.
Okay. So apart from sandbox, we have quality client.
Quality.
So what is quality? Quality client is something when we are satisfied with our result here, then we move changes to the quality. Quality is shared by the functional team, technical team, even the business owners. Okay.
Okay.
When we give certain results to them, ask the business owners that okay, we have done the configuration, we have done the test data. Now can you do a trial test? If it is fitting your requirement, if it is working as per your need, can you check that? So those factory person or the responsible person from the client side, okay, from the customer side, will do some test in quality. They will capture those results and say that okay, we are good with what you have done, and it will be kind of a sign off in the emails, okay, that we have tested, everything is fine, can you
Okay.
now move it in the production? So now till quality, we have options of copying the TRs. We can move TRs manually, okay, as a functional consultant or a technical consultant. However, some clients will give access, but I have not seen that. All the changes will go to the team as basis. So basis is one technical team. Okay, just like PP, we are functional team. So basis is a technical team. Basis is also one module. Basis team will collect
Okay.
all the TRs and then they are responsible for moving it to the production. Okay, so these guys are the admin, I would say. So if you have a system from any company or at home, if you have any issues, you will raise a ticket for the admin team, right? Okay, I'm not able to access so and so software, or I'm not able to access printer, my laptop is not booting up. So those people will see and fix it for you. Similarly, in
Okay.
SAP, that admin is basis. If you want a new username, okay, in SAP, if you want some access, if you want to remove some access, okay, those things, those requests will go to basis team. Okay, they are admins.
Okay.
So just now your username
So
got created in
basis team
SAP.
will be like so whole IT team. I think like development and uh,
No,
what do
no,
you
no,
say, the quality production.
no, not really. Let me
They will sort
give
it out
you.
the problems which we are facing.
You are partially correct, but not the entire IT team. Okay, let me open the demo.
Okay.
So I'll just give you the brief as what all modules do we have. Hmm. So these are technical modules. ABAP,
Okay.
ABAP is the coders, okay, who will be doing coding. So
Okay.
in standard, SAP has given so many modules and so many functionalities, okay. But if something is not going as per standard and I need customization, I will call the ABAP team. I will talk to them. I will give them the requirement. The client wants so and so, which is not possible in standard. Okay, you write some code or you do some changes to the standard code so that it works as per the client need. Okay, so these
Okay.
people are technical team.
Okay.
This is also technical team, but these are the basis team. Like I said, they are admins. Any new username, password, reset, installing any SAP software into any client system, those things are handled by basis team.
Got it. Got it.
Any new upgrades in SAP, there are different patches which are released by SAP. Okay, if you want
Yes.
to
Yes.
upgrade a software, so basis team.
Okay.
BIBW is your reporting teams. If you want to create any custom reports, okay, out of SAP, which has to be shared to the client. So BIBW teams are the reporting teams. They are also falling under technical modules.
So how BI will like Power BI, like we need to visualize the
Yes,
data, something like that.
correct.
Okay,
XIPI, okay, these are again technical modules who will be helping us to connect the functional modules with some external systems. So client, say for example, I worked in one of the projects where my payroll was generated into ADP. ADP is one software company for payrolls.
yeah,
Okay. So similarly, if a company or if a client has an external system and who wants to connect SAP and external system, so that connection is done by these guys,
okay,
XAPIT. Okay.
okay,
So MDM, these are the master data maintenance team. If you have a huge data, when in implementation you are uploading thousands of materials, multiple plants, right? So many things one
yes,
by one, if we try to do, it will take a lot of time. So MDM team is master data team who will be responsible for uploading data from the legacy system to SAP. Okay, they
okay,
will be having some I would say reports, some softwares or some codes written through which they can upload the data um, less in lesser time than us. Okay, we will have to give them the data what has to be loaded. First of all, they don't know the data what has to be loaded. They can load the data. We are the
okay,
responsible person to give them the data what has to be loaded. Okay,
okay, got it.
we will talk about that once we are starting our sessions in deep. So now coming to the
Okay,
functional modules, we have I spoke about just now, that procurement, right? We need some raw materials. We will have some vendors. These will be part of team. However, it is integrated with very closely, PP and So in this sessions, we will learn
okay,
about also. Okay, we will run some scenarios like purchase orders, get the data. Sorry, not the data. Get
okay,
the stock for manufacturing. We will learn about also, little bit of integration. I would say how they are integrated. We will learn about SD, PP and SD. So we will be creating some sales order. We
okay,
will be delivering them to the customers. Okay, so we will be having PP and SD. Apart from that, we do have different models which are as WM, warehouse management. Okay, warehouse management is part of the extended version of also has storage locations. Warehouse is also related to the storage locations. Okay, how to
okay,
manage different warehouses where you have kept the raw materials, your semi-finished products, so on. Okay,
okay,
so finance team, I told you, whenever we are doing some manufacturing, if is buying something, finance is related. You do anything in real life, it has some cost. Now you're learning this
yes,
course, you have invested some amount, right? So there is a finance involved. Similarly, when we are
okay,
manufacturing, we'll see how that manufacturing costs are determined in SAP orders. Okay, so we will learn
okay,
about FICO also. We won't cover PM, but I'll just tell you about PM. PM is your plant and maintenance. So
okay,
there are machineries inside the plant, okay, for which you will need maintenance. It can be, you can take annual maintenance, AMC contracts. We give AMC contracts to different vendors. If you have an in-house team, you can implement PM module, and through PM module, you can capture the cost incurred to fix any machine if there is a breakdown. If you are doing a regular maintenance, you can calculate the cost. Okay, so annually, how much have you spent on some machineries, those things, PM module will be taking care of.
okay,
QM is your quality management. All right. Quality management can be triggered from it can be triggered from SD, it can be triggered from PP. Okay.
okay,
So from PP, what is the trigger point? So I have finished my finished product. I have created my manufactured the finished product now. I want to do a quality check before it goes to the sales team for going to the customer, for selling it to the customers. So that check can be triggered during the goods receipt of manufacturing. Okay,
Okay.
that is one. If you want to do a check, if you want to do a quality check that while producing, are you following the proper methods? Okay, are you doing correct things? That check is again from PP. That is called in process inspections. That means you are still in
Okay.
process of manufacturing something. You are doing a check. So those two checks are related to PP. Now you have bought something from a vendor. Okay, so a vendor can be like multiple vendors can sell you one item, right? I can go buy one milk packet from Vijeta. I can buy from a different supermarket. I can buy from a local store also. Right? They're all selling one thing. But if I want to trigger my quality check, okay, that okay, this particular vendor has sold me so and so product. Is it actually up to the mark or not? Before I use it in my manufacturing, I can trigger one quality check. Okay,
Okay.
that is the quality check. So before selling it to the customer, again there can be one check. And if you have sold something and it has returned by the customer, because from Amazon sometimes you buy something and then you send it back saying that the quality is not up to the mark, or what was promised as per the photos, it is not the ideal condition, right? So you return
Yeah.
that product back sometimes. So it goes as a quality check. When it goes back to the Amazon factory, they will trigger a quality check that okay, if have you used the product or not. Okay, after using, have you send it back, or whatever comments you have written during the returns, is it really true or not? Okay, if you have said that color is not matching, then those results will be shared with the manufacturer, that hey, we have
Okay.
sold this product to the customer has returned it back. Now it will go back to the manufacturer. If possible, they will do the rework on that product and they will put it back for selling. If that is not possible, then it will directly go as a blocked stock, that okay, it is scrapped. Okay, that is the complete process. Okay, EHS module is your environmental
Okay.
health and safety. If you have some dangerous goods, okay, like some chemicals or some acidic substitute that you are trying to ship from one city to another, you might have seen some tankers going like flammable dangerous goods written that. So those things are
Yes.
handled by the EHS module. What is that?
Okay.
That tanker met with an accident and entire liquid is spilled on the roads. What will happen? What are the different things if somebody comes in contact with that particular liquid? Okay, liquid nitrogen, for example. Your your hands can be frozen. Okay, you can it can cause a death. Those things are uh, part of EHS module, which is also one of the SAP modules. So this was a
Okay.
vast and brief descriptions about different modules. We have technicals and functional modules. Okay, these are the
Okay.
different versions. We had started off with 3.0 and now we are working on S4HANA 2020 version. So the server which I gave you is the second latest. Now the latest is 2021, which is more of a
Okay.
cloud version.
Okay. Okay. Got
Okay. So this I already explained you how this integration are working with PP, MMSD quality. Okay. So this we will be learning. And these are the few descriptions about what we just talked about.
it. Okay.
So now have you got little idea about SAP, how it works?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So coming back to SAP, where we have landscapes, I already explained you. Development is where you have to do configurations. Here you have to do testing. Here business has to do testing, and then basis team will move to the production. Okay.
Okay.
Now let us go to the SAP screen. I'm just changing the theme of this.
Okay.
All right. So the transaction to go in the configuration is SPRO.
Okay.
Okay. I'll put it here also. So when you are watching this screen recording, you can also see what transactions we are in.
Okay.
So the first point, actually the PP guys will not go here, but for your understanding, from where exactly it starts, if you are going as an implementation consultant, so you will be working along with MM, you will be working with SD, finance, right? So
Yeah.
ultimately you should be aware that if I have any issues, can I go there and check myself, okay, without having any dependencies. So under enterprise structure, we have definitions, and under financial accounting, we have company, define a company. So whenever a client will come, we will be defining a company for them. Okay. So in standard,
Okay.
we have so many companies. So what a finance guy can do is it will just pick any company and do a copy and then update the details. So what details do we have here? So we have the company name. It will be a 4-digit number. Okay.
Okay.
Or it can be alphanumeric, but of 4 digits. And then you will give the company name. The finance guy will give the company name. If there is any second company name to be called as, they will give that. And the street address and country and currency in which that company is working. If it is US, it can be USD. If it is Europe, it can be Euros, right? So different
Yeah.
countries will have different currencies which they
Currencies.
have to
Yes.
maintain.
Okay.
All right. So country will be also the language. If they are following US, if they are following French or whatever. So according to the country, the language can be adjusted.
Okay.
So this is the very first step to start the configuration with. Here, what we are doing is we are following 1710. We are using company as 1710 for entire
Okay.
configuration. This is standard SAP. Now we don't do anything in the credit control area. Okay, they might do
Okay.
it. The finance guy will do it. But for our understanding, we have to understand what is company code. So I'll go in the company code.
Okay.
So like I said, we are following 1710. So let us see. So again, not much of details here. The company code name, city, and currency and countries and language.
Okay.
So once this is defined, we have to go in the controlling area. They will be maintaining, yes. So our controlling area, we have to see. So controlling area will have definition of company codes and all.
Okay.
Once you have defined, let us see. These are all finance activities. So I'll explain you the important point of PP, okay, which is connected with PP, factory calendar. Just give me 1 minute.
Okay. Sure.
Actually, there was an assignment which I just wanted to see.
Okay.
Functional business area, company code. Okay, I'll find that out and then I'll let you know in the next class. So coming to the starting point of PP. Okay, so what exactly we should be knowing from PP is starting now. If you see, we have seen the company code, company code, controlling area. Now we have copy, check, and plant, which is again activity of MM. Okay, but
Okay.
we have factory calendar, which is something from our PP side. Okay, so
Okay.
what is a factory calendar? A factory calendar is defining the number of days a factory or a shop floor will work. Okay, so if I take example of Dubai, okay, so Dubai starts their work from Sunday, not from Monday.
Okay.
So they work from Sunday till Thursday. Friday, Saturday is their off. All right, as per the factory, as per the calendar rule in Dubai. If you go to
Okay.
the US, it is from Monday to Friday, Saturday, Sunday is off, right? So
Okay.
similarly, different countries will follow different working calendars, which is mapped by the SAP in default. Okay.
Okay.
So if I go here, say for example, I'm using plant as 1710, right?
Okay.
I'm using 1710. So I see what calendar is assigned. 01 as Germany.
Germany.
I have, yeah. So it is following Germany standard. However, I have different countries and different calendars. Okay, in India also we have this
Okay.
Indian calendar, IN. Okay,
Okay.
Japan has their calendar. What exactly is stored in the calendar? Let me show you first. So the transaction code is slash O. Okay, so slash O stands for that I want the screen to be open and a new screen should open from here. Okay, if I do slash
Okay.
O, new screen will open and this screen will stay. And there is
Okay.
one more option is
Harsh,
slash N.
okay. Harsh, do I get any comments like this in a Word document? It will be useful for me. How many commands we will use for opening and closing something we are using in this application, right?
Right. So, yeah. So from PP side, whatever T codes we are going to use, okay, and whatever T codes we have in SAP, I can give you the complete list. Also, we have
Okay.
whatever we are doing, right, are stored in the database tables. There are different tables where the
Okay.
data is getting stored. So I can give you the names of different tables which are connected from PP side.
Okay.
Okay. So at the end of the sessions, we will talk about different reports which are available. Okay, on daily basis, what are useful reports we can suggest the end users if you are using implementation project and client is very new. So, for example, you are now new to SAP. Okay, I
Yeah.
will tell you some reports that, okay, Naresh, these are the important reports which you can use in your day-to-day life, and it will give you so and so data, right? Same
Yes.
experience you can also share when you are doing some implementation projects. Okay, I
Okay.
will tell you some tables. You can tell them tables, but they will not have access. So see, the
Okay.
tables, why don't we give access is, if we give access to the tables, they can see uncensored data, which is not supposed to be seen also by the end
Okay.
users. They can misuse that, right? So that's why in SAP, everything works according to the access. So if somebody is from production, he or she will get only access to the production transactions. Okay, they
Okay.
cannot perform SD transactions. They cannot perform MM
Okay.
transactions in production.
Okay.
But we, as a functional consultant, we will have all the access. Okay, but again in production, we will have only view access. We will not have edit access.
Okay.
But okay, we can only view something, but we cannot do any changes in production. Okay,
Okay.
because
Got it.
somebody can play with something with edit access if I have in production, which company don't want. So they will, when the implementation happens, basis team will take the usernames. Okay, as a PP consultant, even I will take the users which are there in PP. Okay, who will be working in shop floor, who will be working as a manager, who will be working as a agent. Okay, or the lower level shop floor assistant. So what kind of access they want will be told by the business heads. So there will be one production manager